What is the OODA Loop and how can it help you make better decisions? Well, we're going to talk about it coming up right now. Welcome everyone, Michael Finley here with another episode of Leadership Roll Call, where we give you tips, suggestions, and recommendations on how you can become a more effective leader. Our topic today is the OODA Loop and how it can help you make better decisions. So what are you asking, what is the OODA Loop? Well, the OODA Loop was developed by a man named John Boyd. John Boyd was a fighter pilot for the U.S. Air Force. He fought in the Korean War and later became a test pilot. And he was a deep thinker in aviation tactics. And while he was studying aviation tactics, he came up with this OODA Loop as a way to understand how a fighter can regain the advantage. So let's get into what the OODA Loop really stands for. The first O of the OODA Loop stands for observation. This is when you see or hear something. The next O stands for orient. This is when after you see or hear something, you determine where you are, what your current situation is. The D is for decision. You go through all the options or all the possible decisions that you can make, and you decide which is the best course of action. And the A of the OODA Loop stands for act. That's when you actually do something. Now, let me give you an example so we can better understand this. Say one night you're sitting on your couch watching TV and you hear a noise outside. That's the observation stage. So you look at the window or the door. That is your orientation stage. And the decision part comes in. You go through your mind what all the possibilities of what that noise could be. It could be the water sprinklers are turning on. It could be that your neighbor's outside walking the dog. It could be that a family member's returning home, or it could be an evil clown that's out there to get you. But you quickly glance at the clock, again, part of the observation phase, and you decide that this is the time that you set the water sprinklers. So you decide that it is the water sprinklers, and you act by remaining on the couch. Now, if it happens again the next night at the same time, your loop gets smaller. You still go through that same process, you just do it quicker. However, if you're sitting on the couch watching TV and a different noise occurs at a different time, then you go through the process again, but your loop is a little bit wider because you have to start all over. The more you do something, the more rapidly you make a decision, the smaller your loop. The more confused you are about things, or the more other information is coming in and you can't process that information, then the wider your loop. Now, this was very important for combat tactics, especially in the air, because speed is the winner. And the faster you can make a decision over your enemy, the better your chances are for survival. So I'm sure you're asking yourself, well, that's all well and good for fighter pilots, but how does it help me? By using the OODA Loop, you can rapidly adapt to situations. You can go through this process, and the more you do it, the more rapid you can do it, and you can gain an advantage on your competition. So let's go back to the model. In the observation phase, the quicker you can understand what's going on, the faster you can make the decision. This is the time that you gather as much information as you can. Don't get bogged down in deciding the best course of action. Gather as much information as you can in this phase. In the orient phase, this is where you look at all the information you gathered and you decide what's relevant and what's not relevant. What are you trying to accomplish? Is this information going to help you accomplish this or not help you accomplish this? If it doesn't help you accomplish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you get rid of it and move on. In the deciding phase, very rarely do we have all the information we need to make a decision where we're 100% sure that this is the correct decision. So if we don't have all the information we need, but we still may need to make a decision, we are basically making a hypothesis or best guess based on the information that we currently have. And in the last phase, the act phase, you are actually testing that hypothesis. Was it the right decision? After the decision is made, you record what the outcome was, and you factor that into the next decision that you need to make. The OODA Loop has been around for decades, and it's still used today by not only fighter pilots, special forces, SWAT teams, anyone that needs to make a critical decision quickly. You can use this process to make your own decisions rapidly and effectively. I hope this brief overview was beneficial to you. If you have a question about this topic, or you would like to see another topic, please put it in the comments section below. And as always, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Until next time, good luck using your OODA Loop to make decisions.